have seen so many changes, but what I often quite see is that we go back, what's old is new again. And I use the example of neighborhood policing. I mean, when I started the job, that's all we did was walk the beat and talk in your communities. You might work on a car to relieve a lunch hour, right? And I think it's having officers that are part of the community fabric are so important. I mean, that is where you're creating those relationships. As soon as you get to know some people, you eliminate that barrier. And so I think that's what I like about the changes, is that we've gone back and seen the importance of that neighborhood officer program, which, by the way, despite maintaining a zero-based budget again this year, so we're not asking for more, but we're doing more. We're going to enhance that program into additional neighborhoods in the city. So, you know, we had the very tragic shooting last month in North York, that 12-year-old boy, Dante. And you know, I walked there with the mayor and a couple of our neighborhood officers, and that was a common refrain amongst the community is we want more neighborhood officers, and we want them here for more hours. And you could see that interaction, and they knew them by name. And that's where we got to get. That's the place we need to get to. What's important is that we now have 81 recommendations from our board that are about change. It's about listening to the community and understanding that change is required. But I think it's about alternate models of deliveries of service. And the first one that I think is the primary one is looking at mental health. I mean, there's so many times, you know, we're going to some of those calls, and it's only because we're the only available resource. We're the 724. And there's probably services that are better trained out there that can deal with those events. And so we're increasing our mobile crisis intervention teams so that they're 24 hours by the end of first quarter next year. There'll be more nurses involved. But we're also piloting an individual specially trained in our communications to maybe take some of those calls when they come in and see if they can be diverted to a different community support agency. So I think the key issue with all of that is that all levels of governments have to start looking at funding all these different community support networks. We have to create a level playing field and give people an opportunity, and it's not necessarily just funding for the police.